If you own a Tesla, there is a good chance you are sitting on a mistake right now that will quietly cost you thousands the day you sell. That mistake is not a scratch or a dent you can point at. It is hiding in your charging habits, your account, or a paid feature you just assume carries over. Let me walk you through it. Number 1, charging to 100% every single night and letting the car sit there full. I get why people do it. More range just feels safer. But on these cars, parking at a full charge for hours on end slowly wears the cells down, and that damage does not come back. Here is why it matters when you go to sell. The very first thing a smart buyer does is charge the car up and look at the range number on the screen. I had a customer bring in a Model 3 a while back, convinced something was broken because his range looked low. Nothing was actually broken. He had just been charging it to full and leaving it parked every single day for 2 years, and the car was quietly showing it. If your Model 3 should read around 260 miles at full and it is showing 220, a buyer is already doing math in his head, and the number he lands on is lower than what you were hoping for. Do yourself a favor. For daily driving, set your charge limit to 80 or 90% and only fill it all the way up the morning you actually need it. That screen tells your whole story whether you like it or not, but charging is the stuff people at least expect. This next one is the mistake nobody thinks about until it is staring back at them in the resale offer. Number 2, wrecking that white interior and shrugging off how soft the paint is. Tesla loves selling white seats because they look stunning in the showroom. What they do not put on the window sticker is that a pair of dark jeans will treat those seats like a coloring book. I have watched white seats turn yellow and pick up blue stains within a year. And the paint on these cars is thin and soft compared to a lot of what I work on. It chips, it swirls, it scratches if you look at it wrong. Now, why does this crush resale harder on a Tesla than on some old work truck? Because people shopping for a used Tesla are expecting a clean, modern, almost futuristic car. The second they open the door and see a gray smudge across a yellowed seat, the whole look falls apart and they start knocking hundreds off in their head. So here is my advice. If you have the white interior, keep a proper cleaner close by and hit stains the day they happen, not 6 months later. And think about protecting the paint early instead of trying to buff out the damage after it happens. First impressions sell these cars, and a rough interior kills the deal before it starts. Therefore, the cosmetic stuff matters more than you would think. But the next mistake is not about looks at all, it is about timing, and it costs way more than a stained seat. Number 3, holding onto the car until the battery warranty runs out, then trying to sell. Every Tesla comes with a battery and drive unit warranty that lasts 8 years, along with a mileage cap. And here's the part a lot of owners never plan around. The value of the car does not slide down gently as that warranty ticks away. It falls off a shelf the moment the coverage ends. So why does that happen? Because the battery is the single most expensive thing on the whole car. And once that warranty is gone, the repair bill lands entirely on whoever owns it next. A buyer looking at a car with 2 months of coverage left sees a very different risk than one with 2 years left. I always tell people, know the exact date and the exact mileage your coverage ends, because that date is worth real money. If you are on the fence about selling, doing it while the car still has warranty left can put thousands more in your pocket than waiting 1 year too long. Keep every service record too. Proof that the battery has been healthy makes the next owner a whole lot more comfortable writing a check. But warranty timing is at least something you can see coming. These next few are the ones that really catch people off guard, and this is where it gets good. Number 4, being terrified of the supercharger while letting the car bake in the heat. This is the one that gets people arguing, so let me just say it. I think the fear of supercharging destroying your battery is mostly overblown. There is a company out there that has tracked battery health on thousands of these cars. What they found is the ones that fast charge all the time barely wear any faster than the ones that never touch a supercharger. So what actually eats your range? Heat, and sitting at a full charge in that heat. If you live somewhere hot and you park that car out in the sun all day, every day, sitting at 100%, You are doing more quiet damage than 100 trips to the supercharger ever would. And a car with visibly reduced range sells for less, plain and simple. So stop feeling guilty about road trip charging and start thinking about where and how the car sits. Park in the shade or a garage when you can, and keep the charge level somewhere in the middle when the car is going to sit for a while. I made a whole video on battery degradation myths that goes deeper on this, because there is a lot of bad advice floating around out there. Now that one you can actually measure. This next mistake stays invisible until the buyer finds out, and then the deal blows up on the spot. Number 5. Assuming the full self-driving package you paid a fortune for carries over to the buyer. This one burns people badly. A lot of owners spent many thousands of dollars adding full self-driving to their car, and they assume that when they sell, that feature rides along and lets them ask a big premium. But that is not how Tesla has treated it. Paid software like full self-driving does not just follow the car to a private buyer the way people think. Tesla has even reached into used cars after a sale and switched paid features back off. Picture how this plays out. You sell your car telling the buyer it has full self-driving. He pays extra for it. Then it quietly vanishes from his screen. And now you have got an angry buyer and a mess on your hands. So do not bank on charging thousands extra for software that may not stick with the car. Before you sell, check exactly what transfers and what does not, and be upfront with your buyer about it. Promising a feature that disappears is the fastest way to torch a sale, and your reputation along with it. But at least with the software, the car still drives. This next mistake can leave a buyer completely locked out of the one thing that makes a Tesla. Number 6. Ending up with a salvage or rebuilt title and thinking it is just a normal discount. On a regular gas car, a rebuilt title knocks some money off and life goes on. On a Tesla, it can be close to a death sentence for the value. Here is what a lot of people do not know. When a Tesla gets branded as salvage, Tesla can permanently cut that car off from the supercharger network, and they can turn down service on it too. A buddy of mine bought a used Model S salvage title, felt like he got the deal of the century. Then he rolled up to a supercharger on his first road trip and got absolutely nothing. Tesla had locked that car out of the network for good. The single biggest advantage of owning a Tesla, that charging network, was gone forever. That is exactly why a rebuilt Tesla sells for so much less than the same rebuilt anything else. So if your car ever takes a hit and the insurance company wants to brand the title, know this: you are not just shaving off a little value, you could be cutting the car off from the network that makes it worth owning. And if you are the one buying, a salvage Tesla is one of the few cars I will flat out tell you to walk away from almost every time. Real quick, if this is saving you money, do me a favor and tap subscribe. That is it. It keeps this stuff coming. Alright, back to it. This next one hits the older Model S and Model X crowd especially hard, and the repair bill will make your eyes water. Number 7. Ignoring the dying computer screen on an older Model S or Model X. The early cars used a main computer built around a flash memory chip that only has so many writes in it before it wears out. Over the years, the car keeps writing to that chip, and eventually it just gives up. When it goes, your whole center screen can go dark. And on these cars, that screen controls almost everything. Your climate, your backup camera, a huge chunk of how the car even works. I had an older Model S come through where the entire center screen was just black. The owner thought it was a quick fix. It was not even close. That car needed the main computer redone, and the bill was not pretty. A blank screen on an otherwise beautiful older Model S turns a car people actually want into a project nobody wants. The warning signs show up early, the screen gets laggy, it reboots on its own, apps crawl. If you are driving an older S or X and you see that behavior, deal with it before you sell, because a buyer who spots a glitchy screen assumes the worst and offers you less for it. Hardware problems at least give you a warning. This next one is pure paperwork, so simple that people cannot believe it cost them the sale. Number 8. Handing over the car without removing it from your Tesla account first. This one is almost embarrassing because it is so easy to avoid, and yet people trip over it constantly. Your Tesla is tied to your account and your phone. If you sell the car and do not remove it from your account and do a proper reset, the new owner can end up unable to fully set the car up as their own. Your old phone still has access. Your personal info, your home address, your saved spots, all of it can still be sitting in that car. I have heard from buyers who got a car and could not get the previous owner to release it from their account, and it turned into a week of headaches. A sharp buyer knows to check for this. If they see a sloppy handoff, they either walk or knock the price down, because now they are wondering what else you skipped. Before you sell, go into the car, do a factory reset, and remove the vehicle from your account. It takes a few minutes and it protects both your money and your personal data. Therefore, a clean handoff matters more than people realize. But speaking of things tied to your account, this next one might be the most valuable perk your car has, and owners lose it without even realizing. Number 9, sitting on free unlimited supercharging and either losing it or giving it away for nothing. A bunch of older cars, a lot of them Model S and Model X, came with free unlimited supercharging for life. And here is where it gets interesting. On some of these cars, that perk is tied to the car itself and carries over to the next owner. On others, it is tied to the original account and disappears the second you sell. This is a huge deal because free charging for life can add serious money to what a buyer is willing to pay. I have seen people in the comments swear their car had it, sell it cheap, and never once mention it in the listing, basically throwing thousands of dollars in the trash. Even worse, some folks trade the car straight back to Tesla and watch that perk vanish into thin air. So before you sell, find out exactly what kind of free charging your car has and whether it follows the car. If it transfers, that is one of the strongest selling points you have got, and you should be shouting about it in the listing, not hiding it. But every mistake so far has been something you did to your own car. This last one is about reading the whole market, and getting it wrong can wipe out more value than everything else combined. Number 10, ignoring what Tesla is doing to new car prices while you sit on your used one. That mistake is a different animal because it is the thing owners have the least control over, which is exactly why it catches so many people by surprise. When Tesla drops the price on a brand new car, the value of every single used one drops right along with it, instantly. You did nothing to your car, and overnight it is worth less. And Tesla changes new car prices more often than just about any other manufacturer on Earth. Used Tesla values have taken some brutal year-over-year hits because of this exact thing. So here is my take. If you own a Tesla, you are along for the ride on Tesla's pricing decisions, whether you like it or not. Holding the car for years expecting it to hold value like some collector piece is a mistake. These are fast-moving tech products, and they lose value just like your old laptop did. Watch what is happening with new car pricing. If you are thinking about selling, doing it before a big price cut instead of right after can be a difference of thousands of dollars, and that is money that has nothing to do with how well you cared for the car. Here is the thing to walk away with. The stuff that quietly destroys a Tesla's value is almost never the scratch or the smudge you are worried about. It is the invisible stuff, the things you cannot see until a buyer is standing in your driveway doing the math. Protect the things a buyer actually checks, and you keep thousands of dollars that would otherwise just disappear. Now, before you buy a used Tesla or sink another dollar into the one you already own, there is something you really need to see. I went through 300 real Tesla repair bills to find out what actually breaks first on these cars, and a few of those surprised even me. If you want to know where your money is really headed on one of these, that is the one to watch next. Go see it before you spend another cent.